Come on in, the people standing in the gate. Come on in. This is a rally for you. This is a rally for everyone who come here. It's for yourself.
Phil, how are you?
Hey,
I'm
Selena.
live. Say
Hey.
something. What are we doing tonight?
We're rallying the night before Election Day. We're here. My name is Phil Ornstein. I'm here in support of Bernard Chow for City Council for new leadership in District 23. Bernard Chow stands with the people. No migrants, no tents, no tent city at Creedmoor. No tax dollars for illegal aliens. No tents, no migrants. Bernie Chow for City Council. Linda Lee's gotta go. Tomorrow is Election Day. Everybody must come out to vote for Bernard Chow in this district. We need change. We need change in this district. And we gotta all come out and have a revolution at the poll sites tomorrow, Election Day. Everybody come out to vote. Cast your vote for change, for strong leadership in District 23. Linda Lee's gotta go. We need a strong leader. Bernard Chow. 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 Bernard Chow.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Okay.
We're gonna have a great time tonight.
Bernard Chow. Bernie, 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 Bernie.
Parties and ask him to say something.
Who?
Parties. If you could give him the
Yeah,
mic.
he's gonna talk. Yeah.
But this is live though. All right, later. That's fine. Because I'm on live on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna start in a little while.
Okay. So ask Bernie a question now or later, just to have a few words while he's here. And
Yeah, we're gonna wait a few
he's
more
behind.
minutes. Unity is love. What the Bible states, kingdoms fall, but we will build the kingdom again as a shining city on a hill. And don't you forget it. Yeah. They're attacking our families. They're attacking our freedom. They are indoctrinating our kids. The future of our children are at stake. They're changing the demographics of this area.
Curtis, good to see you. And I'm here to support you. I'm here to support Barney Chow. We're live on YouTube. When you start, we're going to record nicely. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
The tent of meeting, the tent where it's going to happen, the tent where Protestrally is going to fire everyone up to get out to vote, and we're going to change the complexion of
Go
this
next to him. We're
district
live.
of
It doesn't
District
matter. I'm covering
23
everybody.
and New
And
York
sometimes
City.
it looks nice. They go
New York
around.
City
Do
is
what you
in
gotta
good
do.
shape.
Thank
The
you, my
picture.
dear.
Everybody come on around. Everybody come to the tent. Hello, everyone. Can you come on up further, please? We want to face you guys right in the front. Come up to the front, please. Come on up to the front. We need all your attention. We need all of your help. How are you, sir? Oh my God! You realize that, huh? We are small people with big hearts. We can come on over in more. Come on in more. Yes. Come on in. Don't just stand in the gate. Come on in. Come on in. This rally is for you. We the people. We are here for everyone in District 23. And we need you guys to come out and we need your support. Okay, folks. So we're here today. This is the 100-day anniversary of the Day of Infamy. The day that Mayor Adams declared that there's going to be a migrant tent at Creedmoor. And we came out and we said no over the summer in our loudest voices. This is 100 days today. This is 100 days that you need to remember one sentence. The sentence is 1,000 single adult men. This is the day, 100 days ago, is the day 1,000 single adult men put into our neighborhood without us understanding it, without us having any input into it. And it's your neighborhood that you need to do something about it. So it's very important you guys got to come together. You guys got to react to this. Say something with your vote. Say something with your social media, with your phone call your friends, take a picture today and send it to your friend and remind them they need to vote. Vote for your own value. Vote for No Tent City. 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 So tonight we have our candidate here for District 23 for City Council, Bernard Chow.
Bernard Chow, give him a round of applause.
And tomorrow is the day of reckoning when we go out and we vote in the general election. We bring all our friends, we bring our families, we bring our neighbors, we talk to the voters. Every voter must vote for change, for strong leadership in District 23. We must vote for no tents, no migrants, no tent city at Creedmoor, to reduce crime, to support the police, for better education, to keep the SHSAT,
Keep the test!
keep the test, keep
It's also bankrupting this country at taxpayer expense.
We can't afford any more tax dollars for migrants. We say no. No tax dollars for migrants. No tax dollars for
They're going after the
illegal aliens.
health care for city workers. 12-126 of the city administration code. We won it in the courts, and we will continue to fight for health care benefits for retirees and for
All right, thank you guys, thank you. Okay, one thing we want to show, we have a lot of people today. We have over hundreds of people here today. One of them I want to give shout out to is running for Queens Supreme Court Judge, Gary Morocco.
Give a round of applause for Gary Morocco.
Okay, thank you. Okay, following, I got another candidate who is willing to come all the way out here and in the cold, not exactly the warmer state, is running for Queens County District Attorney, Michael Mosa. Michael Mosa, say something.
That's what we're doing. Tomorrow's the day. It marks 100 days since the politicians have not been listening to the people. It's time to hear from all of us tomorrow.
That's right.
Vote them out. You need
Vote them out.
Vote them out.
Vote them out.
You need a president who stands up for the people.
Vote them out.
We
Vote
need
them
a
out.
resonating
Vote
voice.
them out. Vote them out.
Vote them out. Vote them out.
Last thing is that you need a DA and you need elected officials say, Mr. Biden, secure the border.
Secure the border.
Keep us safe. We need to change the reclassification of crimes.
I want to ask. And folks, now we're all here in District 23 to make a change that will shake up the political establishment of New York City.
It's time to take our city back!
Yay! We're going to take our city back. And we have here with us today a great, strong, new type of leadership. We have Bernie Chow to lead us to victory at the polls tomorrow. Let's give a big welcome to Bernie Chow and get out the vote like we've never seen before. Bernie Chow!
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I can't hear you.
All right, good. Bernie, 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 Bernie.
It's very important. Tomorrow is election day. Every one of you here is going to bring 10 of your friends, 10 of your neighborhood to come out and go out and vote. Because only when you work on it, when you spend your sweat into it, that will only mean something to you. We can win this. We can win this. Our current New York City government is so off-center. Just one tip, they will fall apart. It depends on you to bring it back to the center. It depends on you to close that tent city. No tent city! No tent city! No tent city! No, I'm running for city council. Everyone say that it's the smallest seat in the government. But let me ask you one common sense. When you go out of your house, when you go out of your home, go out of your apartment, do you close the front door? Simple common sense. Why would you leave your front door open? Are you too rich? I'm not too rich. But this is what's exactly happening right now. I got to make it clear. I am 100% pro-immigration. I'm pro-immigrants. The immigrants is all okay, all right? But I'm 100% against the illegal migrant tent. It's just unreasonable, unsustainable. It's too expensive. It's just simply wrong, and it's too expensive for us. All those money that we put in there is very well can put it back into the education, can put back into our police, and can put back into our seniors' health care. They want the health care to go to a Medicare Advantage plan. That does not even belong to the government. Medicare stays Medicare. All city officials, all city workers who retire deserve their health care. That's right. If only if those money can put back onto our health system, then we will have no problem, right? I got a lot of reason for you guys to ready up, but you know it in your heart. You know it in your heart. This is pretty much the last chance. If you guys don't act on it, don't get enough people to go out and vote, next year it will be done. There's no presidential election. It's already done. Because you guys did not act this year. You guys need to come out, do something about it, ready up, get your neighbor, let everyone knows that what is the true value of us that we need to fight for. Are you guys ready? Yeah! Are you guys ready? Yeah! Good. Before you go home, make sure you get into my palm card. Get outside, get onto the post side tomorrow, talk to someone, call someone, take another picture today, social media, the living thing out of it. Okay? Yes. Okay, right now I need to send out a missing person. I got a friend from Staten Island. Where's my friend from Staten Island? And that's another thing that we can look for. When we are doing so hard, when our district is so quietly accepted 1,000 single adult men living in there. They are building 2 more tents in there.
Yes, there's 6 tents
They're
in
building
there.
4 more tents in there. So very soon, it's no more 1,000 single adult men.
There's 6 tents in there.
We are on our north. We got the 10 get rid over there. On our south, all the way down to Staten Island, they completely have the whole neighborhood come together and fight against this 10 city concept. That is called leadership. When the government, when the elected officials come out and get together and fight against the policy that constituents don't like, that's called leadership. When someone is disappearing at the heart, at the heat of the moment, they go to Korea and at their vacation, that's called lack of leadership. You make your choice. You make your choice and come out and fight for your idea. Vote for what you believe in tomorrow. It's very important. Tell your friends again. Get it going, okay? Hi, my friend. How are you? How you doing? Staten Island, how are you doing? Very well, very well. I'm so glad to have you honor coming over here. Bring the heat over here so that we can fight that tent city, okay? How we doing, Queens? How we doing, Queens? Queens? All right. Here he is. If you don't know who I am, my name is Pete. I'm from an organization called Protect Our Children New York. We're a non-profit organization of volunteer men and women who get out every day and every night in New York to patrol the schools and playgrounds when you parents are at work to make sure that they get on the buses okay. And we also go around the schools and playgrounds in New York to pick up beetles to make sure that our children are okay. So what there seems to be around here lately, and what we're getting numbers on, are ACS cases that are happening inside of these migrant shelters and migrant shelters all across New York. The exact numbers we're getting together, but I can tell you that there is abuse going on in these facilities. And I can tell you that we're here to protect our children. So we're going to make sure that we get these laws passed. Now, there is an assembly bill. I want you to pay attention to this assembly bill. It affects New York City and New York State itself. It is Assembly Bill 6761. Again, Assembly Bill 6761, which is going to take the rights of our parents, and it's going to allow our children to go for medical procedures without our permission nor our consent. This bill is going back to Albany in January. Please get online. Stop this bill right. Hell no, they cannot do this. This is about the future of our children, and we need to protect our children by any means necessary. And the POC, and I hope every New Yorker out here, is ready to lay their bodies upon the gears of this machine to make it stop. So please, support the bill, support POC. We have some merchandise, some support stuff over there. Get some information about who we are, and get out here. Keep fighting, Queens. Keep letting your voices be heard. Please. Thank you very much. So what's the bill? What's the number of the bill again? I'm sorry. What's the number of the bill again? You can go to POCNY.org. That's our website. It is fully, if you want to volunteer, you can volunteer your time. If there's a report that needs to be made from you as a parent for bullying or anything else that's going on inside of your student's school, please fill out the reports. It is so interactive. You're going to love it so much that you're going to tell a friend to tell a friend, I promise you. So please, POCNY.org. Thank you very much, Queen. What I heard. The moment the kid decided, I'm a man in a woman's body, or I'm a woman in a man's body, all they need to do is tell the teacher. And when they tell the teacher, your parents lose control. The teacher will take over all the health procedure, all the healthcare issues, and you lose your child. So it's very important for every parent to fight, to understand this law, and you make your educated decision on it. Without further delay, we got our key person today. Let's get a round of applause ready for Protestrally!
Curtis, Thank you.
You're the best.
As you know, it was 100 days ago that we began this effort in Creedmoor. There was Phil Orenstein here. Phil, older than George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Joe Concannon of the Queens Village Republican Club. Let's give them a great round of applause. They've been at the epicenter of this movement and also in support of our candidate for city council here in Eastern Queens, the 23rd District, Bernard Chow, against the missing in action Councilwoman Linda Lee.
That's good.
I want you all to give a great round of applause
Thank you.
to our Flushing Guardian Angels who have been here time and time again. Not just for many rallies, but also to patrol the area, because with the migrants now, or as I call them, illegal aliens roaming about, you know it's just a matter of time before there's double trouble. 1,000 single, able-bodied men of military age,
Not more than that. Wow.
with nothing to do, nowhere to go, they're going to end up getting into serious problem at some point.
Where'd they come from?
They're already roaming around in the neighborhoods,
They did a major drug bust here.
Going-
Trying to attract them over here.
going into your alleyways with the guise of collecting bottles and cans for deposit. But like Americans have learned, there are no consequences for crime. So they'll learn soon to steal the packages left by FedExpress, USPS, UPS, Amazon, because let's face it, there are no consequences at all. And that's really enticing.
Not at all. Bring back stop and
And then
frisk.
obviously, to be able to scope your property to see if anybody's around, it's just a matter of time. And if you happen to be from nearby Nassau County, it's only a mile and a half away. These are migrants. That means they like to migrate.
They were camping out back at funeral.
And they will definitely migrate over the Great Neck, the North Shore, into those communities. There's no stopping them
And there goes the
just because their primary residence is the tent here at Creedmoor. And don't kid yourself. 100 days of having to deal with this tent and the single able-bodied men. This mayor is so distracted now, on the verge of not going to the White House, but the big house for political corruption.
Yeah. Did God tell him that too?
That this problem that he has encouraged by welcoming them here a year ago, providing them with all the amenities that even their mother didn't give them in their country of origin, has not only bankrupted our city,
Orders the books.
but now, as he has said over a month ago, it will destroy our city. He is all involved in saving his political life. They'll have no time to clean up the mess that he, Hochul, and Biden have created.
Sold us
Yeah,
out.
actually,
He sold us out, Curtis.
No doubt he sold us out
Oh, yeah.
because for Eric Adams, as you know, his mantra, his very reason to exist politically, when he was first elected into the state senate, his first speech, show me the money. That's what it's all about, show me the money.
These pensions not enough.
And now his greed and the greed of his supporters and his inner circle may well take him down, so that instead of going to the White House as he dreamed, he'll end up going to the big house in chains and shackles for political corruption.
Lock him up.
Lock 'em up!
Conducted an investigation of him.
Hold that head! Lock 'em up!
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Lock him up. But that presents us with even more of a problem. Because now there's nobody to rein in the situation. Because he's omnipotent, pretentious, obstinate, stubborn, and full of himself, he decided to take on Governor Abbott in Texas. A year ago, he called him a racist. Recently, Abbott came up, spent a day in New York, would have been the appropriate time to sit down with Governor Abbott. They're overwhelmed by the illegal aliens. We can't afford it. Texas can't afford it. Biden is asleep. He's the papachulo. Harris is giggling. Mayorkas is doing the rope-a-dope.
Our schools are overwhelmed.
And Hochul has just said there's no more money.
We're using our resources.
It would have been the appropriate time to sit down with Abbott and say we agree to disagree on other political matters, but let's come together as a force politically, Republicans and Democrats, and say we cannot continue to do this to our country. This will destroy our country, never mind New York City, our country. And it's that flag that unites us. It's that what we should be most concerned about. Because if it's not good for America, it won't be good for New York City, or here in Eastern Queens. But what did he choose to do? He chose to diss and dismiss Abbott again. And Abbott's a tough guy. He may be in a wheelchair, but he's proven to be a hell of a lot tougher than any of our elected officials. And he said, oh, so you won't meet with me, huh? And you call me a madman. So instead of 4,000 leaks a week, I'm going to double the number coming to the Port Authority. Make that 8,000.
Oh, my God. We need a decompression strategy.
And they continue to come.
Get rid of them.
But we have to look at these situations point by point, migrant center by migrant center. Your effort was the first to get us started 100 days ago. You all need to have a great round of applause because you've been out here through thick and thin every step of the way. We've been able to close migrant centers in 8 different locations. 8 different locations. Eric Adams had to acknowledge he messed up, he wouldn't fess up, but they padlocked those facilities in 8 communities throughout the city. To all of those communities who worked to shut those migrant centers, let's give them a great round of applause. Yeah. Those were all brick and mortar facilities, a lot easier to shut because it was determined by fire marshals, fire wardens, also Department of Buildings inspectors. Some of the buildings had asbestos, required asbestos abatement, and because of that, 8 of these facilities were closed. They were not safe to house people, to have them sleeping overnight. They were fire traps. But those people didn't just disappear. They went back to the Roosevelt Hotel to be recirculated throughout the 5 boroughs and beyond. And still, hundreds come every day. This mayor is totally distracted now because he's fighting for his political life, fighting not to get indicted, fighting not to go to jail. So we, the people, have got to take the responsibility of stopping the madness, of stopping this plan that will destroy our city, destroy our state, and destroy our country because our politicians have forsaken us. They have abandoned their responsibility, first and foremost, to keep their communities safe, to keep America safe, and to keep us out of harm's way. Out of those 1,000 or more single able-bodied men, we now know, based on what's happening in the Middle East and the Persian Gulf,
could potentially be members of terrorist cells. If any of you listen to WABC, you know I've been beating the same drum since I have hung out at the Roosevelt Hotel, and I have seen the many migrants that come in and out. They're divided into two sections. 40% of all the illegal aliens coming in are Venezuelans, or people pretending to be Venezuelans because they get the priority treatment. Who the hell can know who's a Venezuelan and not? Almost none of them have papers. We don't know who they are, whether they've been medically treated, whether they've had vaccines, what kind of criminal record they have, what did they do back in their country of origin. We know nothing of that. The second large group, and it's evidenced here in the tents in Creedmoor, are men from the sub-Saharan North African countries. Now, most Americans couldn't find them on a map. Eric Adams has no idea where these countries are, but they all have active cells of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. We keep talking about Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Fatah, Hezbollah. They generally stay within their sandbox. The ones who travel, the international purveyors of terrorism, we felt their wrath. Al-Qaeda and ISIS. And Al-Qaeda and ISIS exist in Mauritania, where they still have slavery, where the Arab minority enslaves 10% of the black majority. You would say to yourself, come on, Curtis, you must be making that up. In this modern age, a country still has slavery? Yes. And there are many of the young men there from Mauritania. Or they're from Mali, where there's insurrection. Or they're from Senegal or Chad or the Sudan, where there are active cells of Al-Qaeda and ISIS. It takes nothing for these young men to be sent to Mexico City. It's an $18,000 trip. They take a plane from North Africa. They land in Mexico City. They work their way up to the border. The moment they cross over, who greets them? Catholic Charities. Catholic Charities, which is a racket. They take our federal tax dollars, and they actually go up to the illegals and they say, what city would you like to go to? What do you mean, what city would you like to go to? 8 out of 10 say, I want to go to New York City, of course, because they've seen that the swagger man with no plan rolls out the red carpet. Would you want to go to Chicago and get shot? Hell no. Would you want to go to Philadelphia where they do drive-bys? Hell no. If you had to choose any city, it's on the list of, quote, sanctuary cities of sanctuary states. By the way, there are no laws that designate that. That is by proclamation only. You're going to choose New York City. And eventually, you're going to end up where? Grand Central at the Roosevelt Hotel or Times Square. And you're going to say, my God, I hit the lottery. I hit Powerball. I get a hotel room. I get 3 squares of culturally appropriate food. I get an iPhone. I get a smartphone. I get health care. I get things I couldn't even dream of that average, everyday Americans down on their luck don't get. Many of whom are veterans sleeping in the streets of New York City. And we're putting up people that we don't even know anything about instead of taking care of our own Americans. No, we're going to take care of Americans first.
Americans first! Americans first! Americans first! Americans first!
I have seen most of the 200 shelters, no-tell motels, holiday inns without the express, and tents. If you go to a normal shelter as an American, including veterans, you must be in at 10 o'clock at night or you lose your bed. You have to go through a metal detector. You get wanded. They will do occasional searches of the small dorm you live in. 8 men to a little dorm. All your personal items are searched. You're not permitted to have booze, drugs, weapons on you. That's a daily occurrence. When you go into this tent in Creedmoor, any of you who've been able to peer in, you notice no metal detectors, nobody gets wanted, nobody gets patted down, there is no curfew. You bring in bags, nobody checks your bags. Could be booze, weed. They hang out in this part morning, noon, and night, drinking and smoking reefer and doing puff pass. There is no discipline whatsoever, no oversight. They are free to do whatever they choose to do, and then they jump on their Vespas and their motorbikes and tear up the asphalt. And you said, how can people with no money be able to suddenly be on a Vespa and a motorbike? And break every rule in the book. No license, no registration, and the cops have been told, do not seize their two-wheel vehicles. If you're an illegal alien, everything is done for you. If you're an American down on your luck, the rules are intense. And we're saying right now, if you're going to keep them there in Creedmoor, you better impose a curfew. You better start putting metal detectors in there. You better start warning them. You better start patting people down and say, come and go. 10 o'clock at night, they're either in the tent or they're out of the tent. That's it. And they're not permitted to come back. And everything gets searched. No booze, no drug paraphernalia. Let them see that life is not one big party, 24/7, 365. And what you got to keep doing is telling them, why the hell would you want to stay in a freaking tent in the middle of nowhere when you could go back to Manhattan, the Great White Way, Broadway, you can have your Vespas and motorbikes, you can be in a hotel, motel, you can get everything in Manhattan that tourists can't even get. So your battle cry should be, go back to Manhattan. They want you, they'll take better care of you. We don't want you here in Eastern Queens. No migrants, no tents. No migrants, no tents.
Back to Mexico. No tent city! 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 No tent city!
Now all politics is local. Next year it'll be determined whether President Joe Biden, Monsieur Ubaz, ends up permanently lining up 4 o'clock each day for the Blue Plate Special somewhere in Delaware. We don't have an impact on that right now. We don't have an impact on the U.S. Senate or the House members who can't even organize their own leadership. They all should be ashamed of themselves, arguing like little kids in a schoolyard while our country is being invaded. Invaded! There's no other way to describe it. So because all politics is local, you got to understand there are ways that you can prevent migrant centers from being pegged into your community. In those communities like Staten Island, where we have resisted Eric Adams, and he has had to retreat and surrender. You need 3 paths to victory. A, you have to have a political path, the politicians. Unfortunately, from day one, 100 days ago, your elected officials, all of whom are local Democrats, were hiding, were in the witness protection program, have been missing in action because they don't want to offend Biden. They don't want to offend Hochul. And most importantly, they don't want to offend Adams. The biggest transgressor has been Linda Lee, who actually decided to go on vacation in the midst of this migrant invasion to Korea.
Linda Lee's gotta go!
And stayed there.
Linda Lee's gotta go! Linda Lee's gotta go! Linda Lee's gotta go!
So the first thing We got to get a councilman in there who's going to fight to make sure no more tents, no more migrants. And without a doubt, the man who is with us from day one, every rally, who's been touring the neighborhoods, going door to door, he's passionate about this. He doesn't just give you hollowed rhetoric. Bernard Chow for City Council. Bernard Chow! Bernard Chow! Bernard Chow! Bernard Chow! Bernard Chow! Bernard Chow!
You want to build Section 8 housing?
Part of the purpose of this rally is to get out the vote. As many of you know, this city council cycle of elections with early voting has been dismal all over the city. Most people don't even know there are elections going on. I'm working with candidates all over the city. I face the same enemy. You know what that enemy is? Apathy and indifference. Apathy and indifference. Most people's attitudes, regardless of their party affiliation, is, Curtis, why should I vote for this person or that person? They're all crooks. They don't care. They get elected and they forget us. Now, it's very difficult to argue that because there is a history of that happening. Somebody like Bernard Chow comes along, fresh face, brand new, says all the right things, then gets elected, and all of a sudden, see you later, alligator. He's getting wined down the pocket line by lobbyists, and he forgets all about the peeps. I can tell you about Bernard Chow. When we had our battles in Chinatown, in Flushing, in Sunset Park, in Bensonhurst, with the Guardian Angels setting up the Asian community because of all the attacks against the Asians. Bernard Chow was with us every step of the way. He's not a fair weather friend. He's passionate about this issue. So other than turning out tonight and honoring everybody who's been battling for 100 days, and our brothers and sisters from Staten Island who are victorious, and those who are battling in Brooklyn and Queens against Floyd Bennett Field that has 5 of these tents. 5. But not an illegal alien in them yet, because Eric Adams is doing the rope-a-dope, wondering if he's going to jail or not. And to those residents in Manhattan and the Bronx, where we've been battling also, the path to victory is 3 lanes. One of the lanes you didn't have to begin with, because all of your officials elected forsook you. And remember, we were outside every one of their offices. Every one of their offices, we had demonstrations. To all of you who attended those demonstrations, a great round of applause. They felt the wrath of the people. They've been in hiding. Toby Stavitsky, the assemblywoman, right? Let me ask you, I thought she was dead. She's older than you, Phil. God, I thought she was dead a long time ago. Most of these people are people of no consequence. You couldn't pick them out of a police lineup. But they make the decisions that affect your quality of life. So this election can be won. There will be such a poor turnout that if we get our base, everybody in this particular vicinity of Creedmoor, everybody who's been pissed off, everybody who's seen their property values plummet, everybody who's saying, I want to sell now and move to Florida, but I can't. Mortgage rates are 7.75%, soon to be 8%. You got to stay and fight for what you know is right. You got to improve, not move. And the way you do that is by electing Bernard Chow tomorrow.
Bernie! 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 Bernie!
In the mayoral election against Eric Adams, I may have lost the general election, but in this area, I won the vote over Eric Adams, which meant I had to win the vote of a lot of moderate Democrats to achieve that. We have got to get not only Republicans and independents to vote for Bernard Chow tomorrow, we've got to get the moderate Democrats that can guarantee us victory, because they're no fans of Linda Lee. But you got to get on the phone. You got to bring them to the polling locations. You can't just accept, oh, I'll be there. How about if I escort you there? How about if I take you there? Every vote counts. There are so few votes in the early voting. We could snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat. But you got to get the people to the polling locations. 6 in the morning to 9 o'clock. We can win this here in the 23rd district. And then finally, with one victory here and other victories in city council races, the battle must be fought every day. Because I notice the politicians are struggling. Okay, what do we do with the ones who are already here, right? Easy to say, right? But our politicians, even those on our side, they struggle. They're like, they don't know what to say. I've seen congressmen and congresswomen. I've seen those running for president. He asked that question, and they are stymied. Well, this is very simple. We're saying no migrants, no tents. Somebody is going to say, well, where do they go?
Mexico.
Not even. Nobody's going to accept that as a reality. They ain't going back. But you know where they can go? Washington, D.C.
Yeah!
To the National Mall between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. Take your freaking tents and put it right there where even Joe Biden, when he's stumbling and mumbling, will have to eventually see them. This is Washington, D.C.'s problem. They created it. They wanted it. Put them in Washington, D.C. Then figure out what to do with them. Secondarily, we have to work in solidarity with all groups.
Yes.
Again, a very special round of applause for our brothers and sisters who have come over here today from Staten Island, because they prove you can fight City Hall and win. A, their politicians came together, Democrats and Republicans. B, the lawyers went to court and got the temporary injunctions, all of them critical. And 3, they have a great rebel element, just like you have here, that was protesting and constantly outside of their migrant centers and forced them to be closed. Let's give the Staten Island rebels a great round of applause. But our mission is not finished here outside of Creedmoor. In such a wealthy community, with so many lawyers, there are 9 lawyers for every 1 citizen, and they practice their martial art every day. I sue. They're actually convincing these illegal aliens to file slip and fall cases. To learn the American way. You want to make money? Slip and fall, and I get a third. That they can do. But to represent all of you, shame on them. It's a disgraziata. It's a shanda that none of them came forward to go to court on behalf of you to get an injunction against the tents and the migrants. Oh, we have business with City Hall. We have business with Albany. We have business with the Queensboro Hall. They sold you out and didn't help you in your time of need. So we need to get lawyers, because this battle will continue. But most importantly, we can't think of anything else. By 9 o'clock tomorrow night, you have to do everything within your power. Go door to door. Go to your neighbors. Go to your friends. Go to your enemies and say, we may never have spoken in years, but let's face it, you and I, we don't want the migrants. We don't want the tents. That's the one issue that brings everyone together here in Eastern Queens. Let's shock the world. Let's elect Bernard Chow over Linda Lee tomorrow. And the politicians will feel all right. And then in 2025, it's revenge. I don't forgive and I don't forget. I happen to be a Republican, and there have been Republicans who have done everything they could to make my life miserable in my first race against Eric Adams. Everything. They sided with Eric Adams. They were Eric Adams Republicans. Eric Ulrich, who's going to jail, was an Eric Adams Republican. Queens County leader, city councilman, was a Judas, sold out for 30 pieces of silver, and now he's going to go to jail. Jimmy Otto, who was the Republican conservative borough president in Staten Island, sold out for 30 pieces of silver. I'm telling you, my biggest enemies have not been Democrats. They've been our fellow Republicans. But next time around, 2025, whoever the Republicans are out there who are the shot callers, find a candidate like Fernando Mateo under a rock. Bring them in and see if they can beat me in a primary. Because whoever the Democrats have, whether Eric Adams survives all of his corruptive ways or goes to jail and they replace him with a six-pack of Democrats, I'm in it to win it for our country, for our state, and for our city, and to send the migrants to D.C. and out of New York City. That's the issue that people are most personally bonded to. Understand, it's what brings us together. So please, for the 100 days, many of you have been out here through thick and thin, rain, heat, sweltering conditions. It's 100 days, another 100 days to go. But the first victory will be the election of Bernard Chow tomorrow. And we got to get out to vote. Remember, ultimately, this is for America. This is our battle. Many of you have not served in war, have not served in the military. We don't have a draft any longer. But I am the leader of the rebels all over the city. And I am drafting all of you to save America, because if we don't do it, nobody will. We must save our country because our politicians have forsaken us. So please, there's one difference you can make in Eastern Queens. You elect Bernard Chow. And then next year, to the Assembly, to the State Senate, we're going to throw those bums out who also are missing in action. And then in 2025, I'm going to be the mayor of the city of New York. And in 2026, hey, Kathy Crime Wave Holcomb, you better go back to Erie County where you can look out of your kitchen window and see Ontario and Canada, because you're going, gone. This is how we get revenge. This is how we get retribution, at the ballot box. Never harm a hair of any of these illegal aliens' heads. The world wants to see us be abusive. They want to call us xenophobes and racist. As Bernard Chow said, we are in favor of legal immigration. There are many here who are first-generation immigrants who had to come in the right way, the long way, and still have friends and relatives in their country of origin who are still going through the procedures of becoming a legal citizen. We are for legal immigration. It is the backbone of America. And finally, look at tonight. We have so many cops here from the 105th Precinct and the special units. You say to yourself, if you had two cops here with this crowd of patriots who are law-abiding, who believe, who back the blue, who have backed the police when they were under attack by Black Lives Matter, now big, large mansions, and Antifa in the summer of 2020. This is not a crowd that's going to give police a hard time. This is a crowd that supports the NYPD. Let's give a great round of applause.
We support NYPD! We support NYPD! We support NYPD! We support NYPD!
You are patriots. You support the police. You obey the laws. You raise your children and grandchildren the right way. Finally, if you want to honor your parents or grandparents, if they're no longer here, my mother Francesca, my father Chester, are buried in St. Mary's Cemetery nearby along the LIE, in the shadow of the old Booth Memorial Hospital. The best way you can pay respect to your loved ones who are no longer here is to fight for the values that they gave to us in our generation of baby boomers, and now we have to pass on to our children and children's children. They fought for what they knew was right. We talk about the greatest generation, World War II, the Korean War veterans. We talk about those men who went to Vietnam and were forsaken by our own citizens. I'm telling you this. We will not forsake America. We will not forsake our parents and grandparents. We will fight for what we know is right. America, the greatest country in the world. That's why they want to come here. But it won't be great if we just let anybody come in and abuse what our parents and grandparents built in the United States of America. So again, we got to get out that vote for Bernard Chow. You got to work those phone lines. You got to carry people, if necessary, on your back to the polls. Drive them there. Don't listen to them. I'll go. I tell you what, I'm going to accompany you. And to Phil Orenstein and Joe Concannon of the Queens Village Republican Club, who have led the rebels, who have been there through thick and thin. They had a meeting the other night in their headquarters where people were out the door. Let's give them a great round of applause for leading this effort. First in war, first in peace. So let me leave you with the message. And now you got to scrape the barnacles off your backside, get your rear in gear, and go out there and get Bernard Chow elected the next city councilman of the 23rd City Council District over the MIA Michigan Action, Linda Lee. Once again, I give you your next city councilman, a man who's going to fight to get rid of the migrants, get rid of the tents, Bernard Chow.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Curtis. 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 It's very important. It's not just my fight. I have nothing with you guys behind me. It's your fight. You need to go out, call your friends, bring everyone, call every phone number, and get people out to vote. You're not doing this just for me. You're not doing this just for me. You're doing it for your own. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for your property. You're doing it for the future of New York City. Come on over. Get my material. Get all the programs that you need. Go out. Take a lot of pictures. Take a lot of pictures. Social it around. Send it out to people. Make sure tomorrow spread the word. Come and talk to us. We got people. We got more programs over here. Come on over. Get it. Are you guys ready to go? Yeah! Are you guys ready to vote? Yeah! Are you guys ready to talk to your Thank you, thank you. I got some palm card right here. Who can use some palm card? How are you? Yeah. No person. Like this, this is pencil. Yay.
No Tent City. No Tent City. Folks, you know where the voters are going to be tomorrow? They're going to be at the poll sites. So everybody take palm cards, go to the poll sites, PS 18, Martin Van Buren, PS 205, go to the local poll sites and give out the palm cards, talk to the voters. Let's get Bernard elected.
No Tent City! No Tent City! No Tent City!
Come up to the table and get palm cards. Get palm cards. Come on up. Get palm cards. Go to the poll sites. Call your friends. Call local voters and get them out to vote. USA! USA! USA!
USA! USA! USA! USA! It's a USA! No more Tent City! No more Tent City!
No Tent City! No Tent City! No Tent City!
We didn't vote for this!
Let's get Bernard elected.
This is being imposed on us!
Hold on a minute. I want to let everybody understand what everything that Cody said is the truth. And when you're not being told that's the truth, it's about your constitution from your politicians. Okay? Your politicians have you believe that you're American and you have to take care of the rest of the world because you're compassionate. But let me explain something. We need more people in front of the poll site. We need more people in front of the poll site. Anyone want to volunteer, come on over. Sign up over here to help Bernard for tomorrow in this neighborhood. All right, but anyway, your constitution states, okay, that people coming here for asylum. Even you can come for asylum. What they're telling everybody is a refugee. Okay, in the Constitution allows three things. One, for political persecution, religious persecution, and economic disaster or natural disaster from an earthquake or something or fires and everything like that. That's the only reason they're allowed to come here for asylum. So now, these people, the reason these people are here is for economic disadvantage. They are not the people who need palm cards. Please make sure you come over to this table over here for palm cards. Is telling them to claim asylum, okay? And giving them the help, and Catholic Charities is getting $3,500 of a refugee or illegal. Okay? The people at the gates, and you guys get palm card yet? You are being lied to. All right, so just so you know that, okay? It's unconstitutional. It's very important you guys get enough material for tomorrow. Get in action, get in action. Get the palm card, paper your whole neighborhood, paper your block. Get people to paper your block.
Yeah, you better believe it. She's all over the place.
Come up for a volunteer, please. We need your volunteer. Put your muscle where your mouth is, my friend. Get some palm card. Get your whole neighborhood. Get your whole neighborhood see my palm card. Make the change. Make the change. You can do it. You can make the change. Be part of the new way. The future, the new future of New York starts today. A balanced government starts today. Start with your involvement. Only because of your involvement that things can happen. Thank you. Thank you.
Aura, how are you? Do you have anything to share? Say something.
We have to save America. We have to elect Republicans for city council. The Democrats are destroying this country from within. And it saddens me that the same people who this country has given them the opportunity to succeed want to destroy it. They should go to a third world country and had a taste of what it means to bathe in the river because they are not running waters in their homes. May number 2 in Latin because they have no toilets in their homes. Lie in dusty roads because they don't have payment. And come back to the United States and appreciate what you have. So shame on them. God bless President Trump, and please come back and save America from destruction. God bless the United States, the land of opportunity for all.
Thank you so much. Aura, this is for us, State. Wonderful.
Miles of bricks all over the place.
Right. Oh, yeah. So they can start breaking down.
Who put him there?
Government.
You know,
Government put him there.
and this section of the piece, we've been getting dumped on for years. 4 years. When Mario Cuomo was in there, he had homes.
At least Julianne locked them in there. Let them out.
Good to see you. I'm so happy you made it.
Miguelina, can you give her a ride? She's going to
Hi.
I'm not sure which one else to go, but I'll go.
Okay, whenever you can get there, just give me a call when you're there, and I'll give you a certificate. This is to get in and become a car wash. And most of the time you're going to be outside talking to the police. I don't know if okay, so this is